Today, let's dive into why Affinity will ultimately destroy Adobe. And in this video, we're going to be covering 3 points: the pricing, community support, and some big moves in the industry for content creators for personal branding or SMB. So let's dive in. First off, let's talk about why Affinity will destroy Adobe. And as a content creator, I've been very frustrated lately because I checked on my expenses and I figured that Adobe is really expensive for the tools that I need to run my YouTube channels, my social medias, for my clients and everything. And I found out that there is a solution with a one-time fee, which is called Affinity Suite. And it's basically based on 3 products. So you've got Affinity Photo, which is the equivalent of Photoshop. You've got Affinity Design, which is Adobe Illustrator. And you've got Affinity Publisher, which is about like making flyers and posters and everything. Basically, a little bit more direct for different products, but I'm not very using it. But still good to have it, right? My needs for making content is actually quite simple, is making thumbnails, maybe create like some high quality pictures with like kind of like the equivalent of Lightroom and like Photoshop if I need to change some stuff. But that's it. I'm not like fancying like a lot of lack of functionality on the app, and paying around like 67 euros. I don't know in dollars, but in euros, which is the equivalent of like $70 a month. By having all of the Adobe app is absolutely insane, which is more than $800 a year. And that's quite nuts. The suite of Affinity is like around $200 in one-time fee with all the updates and everything. And this is why I love it so much, because it's very more easy to use than Photoshop and the other app. And you've got the ecosystem that you can switch from an app to another if you need to edit from design to photos to publisher. And that's very, very useful. And I don't understand why Adobe started to charge a monthly fee. Because I remember back in the day, you used to pay like maybe $1,000 or something to get Photoshop in a one-time fee, but with all the different updates, and now you need to change. So it's a little bit of a ripoff in my opinion. But there is also a point that's very intrigued me for the terms and conditions of Adobe, because a couple of years now, I think they integrated AI, which is very awesome. This is amazing if you need to do like some quick edit and everything. But there was a trend like 2 months ago or something that's the terms of services is actually nuts. And I'm going to read it for you, because as a creator, this is not possible to work in these conditions. Solely for the purposes of operating or improving the services and software, you grant us a non-exclusive, worldwide, royalty-free, sub-licensable license to use, reproduce, publicly display, distribute, modify, create derivative work based. This is insane. Like you're making content and you still can't you give it to Adobe. This is insane. This is not like your property anymore. And as a content creator, you don't want that. You want to own your content. You don't want to give it to someone and then like use it for commercial use. No, you need to ask the creator first and then publish it on your product. And this is why I think Adobe is missing the point, because they're not listening to the creators. And it's a $15 billion company that's literally charging $70 a month for every subscribers, but they're just on the product. They're not listening to the consumer, and this is why I think they're missing the point. It's crazy. Just give the people what they want. For example, there are some small creators on YouTube or small photographers that can't really afford nowadays, like buying a subscription every single month for just like, just having a hobby because they're working so hard. They don't want to pay a subscription every single month. I understand it's capitalism, but come on, listen to your consumers. You wanna, I don't know, just give like a light version or like some essential like version with an affordable price, maybe at a one-time fee that would give the company some cash. But that's only my point of view. It's ridiculous in my opinion. But once again, this is for entertaining purposes. I'm not spitting on Adobe. I've been an Adobe user for like 10 or 15 years, but now I decided to switch. But that's how it is. Okay. But to talk about the pricing for a minute, as I mentioned before, Affinity Suite costs only 180 euros, which is roughly $200 for a one-time subscription. But there is something that's we need to keep in mind is earlier this year in 2024, Canva acquired Affinity, and this is why it's getting huge. The this is a big move. I think they acquired Affinity for around $380 million. And why I think it's a brilliant move, because basically Canva has 175 million active users on their platform, which is insane. This is insane. And the technology of Canva, which is a very user interface based product, is going to be very suitable with the skills of Affinity, if you know what I mean, the toolbox of Affinity. So you're mixing something very easy to use with an interface very easy to use with an amazing product that's gonna power it. So basically, Canva is like the car, and Affinity is gonna be the engine. But Canva has one step forward. They've got AI also included, so they can go from one to another. And the community from Affinity and Canva are gonna be fusionable, which is absolutely amazing, because now you've got something affordable. People can relate to it because there is a community that listens to it, and they don't own anything on their term of services. So this is why I think Canva and Affinity have a big chance to succeed in this kind of like war of content creation product. And the last point that I wanted to share with you is, why do I think Affinity will succeed? Because it's very affordable, it's very powerful, and it's backed up by Canva, which is, I think, Adobe hasn't renewed their content besides using AI, which is a big thing in my opinion. But the interface stays the same, the community stays the same, and the business model stay the same. So they haven't evolved in like maybe 10 years or something. And right now with Affinity and Canva, I think they're gonna destroy the competition and gonna be the new base of like editing photos and everything. But if you want something that's similar to Adobe Lightroom, you can definitely use Luminar Neo. I think it's $100 or something for one-time fee, same thing. And it includes AI as well, so same thing as Photoshop kinda. And it's very easy to use. So now I'm using this one, and maybe on a full video, let me know in the comment section if you would be interested. I might do a product review on what I'm using and why I switched from Adobe and Final Cut, and having those new software that I'm using with a one-time fee and using AI as well, because I'm leveraging AI. I'm not only using AI, I'm leveraging AI. So if you are interested, let me know in the comment section.